All right, let's see how this is going. Um, I'm just trying to see what's happening here. I am not yet live. Make sure everything is going. There should be some games being played. Looks like there is. I want to see if I am live. Let's have a quick look-see. Go to the game. All right, at least we're showing something. While I make sure everything is set up appropriately, we are getting to see some new cards already. Okay. I'll make sure everything... Sorry, I got home a little bit late, so I'm not able to review everything appropriately before getting on board. Yeah, just want to make sure. Okay. All right, wonderful. Perfect. So it is working. I apologize. I just wanted to make sure that things were great. All right. Well, welcome everybody to today's edition, to the final edition for the current season. Next week we'll be starting with the new season as the games go live appropriately. Though BGA is allowing us to be able to access a whole bunch of new cards with the new set Skybound Odyssey available. Fantastic. I am excited for this. And what that will bring to us in terms of new dynamics and new opportunities for all. So what we got in front of us is we've got Robot Beast against Gargill, so USA against Germany here, and we were going to see, still sticking to the current heroes that we have in play. Very interesting. I wonder what will happen as new cards get played. In terms of what is going to change in terms of Tasia here, what is going to change in terms of Kesha and how she is playing out as well. With the cards, we are seeing equal progressions. Oh, Tasia bringing out the Bountiful Meadow. Not something that I see very often anymore in Tasia. It was one of the early builds that we did have, and looking forward to it. And then magical training, of course, just very much key and pivotal in everything that is done in Kesha. So let's see what ends up happening here. I do believe this is and anchoring the another anchor coming across for the meditation training, with the meditation training being played by Gargle. Okay, what I am going to do is I need to make sure that I can send some information across. Got to get some things up and running. Sorry, I'm not paying that much attention right now, and I apologize. I do have to make sure I'm able to get people the Adventure Pass information, so I will make that available for all in our chat for the tournament. So I go here, Adventure Pass, and YouTube video link. All right, let's see what ends up happening with that. And I do need to find a way of getting that link out. Hoping that does not cause any issues. And I'm usually not this quiet, so I apologize. I'm just trying to catch up on some of the things that I did not get to do. For the stream. Fantastic. And now I can get back to it and see how things are going. Okay, it looks like I may have lost the information. I'm sorry. Oh, why am I all over the place? Looks like I have everything available again. And I appreciate the patience. Looks like we are back on track. A unique coming out, gigantic. Awesome work here. Son of Yggdrasil, 5/5, a 5/4/4 with the boost that he gets from Tasia. If you control 2 or more boosted characters, up to 2 characters gain a boost. Not too bad. And we are seeing the Sneezer Shroom just be growing like crazy right now. But they are still behind against Robert Beast. We have, it looks like 2 younger players in terms of their statistics, 143 against 105. But it's always good to see these players. And sometimes that you have a low elo purely because you're just testing so much, as opposed to having any caliber of knowing whether or not you're a strong or a weaker player or a developing player, probably be the best thing. And we are seeing Dorothy Gal being played out. You may send target character to reserve, in this case, getting rid of the Son of Yggdrasil. Nice play there for potentially another 1-for-1, unless we've got something special up Tasia's sleeve. All right, and does get to play another card to get it anchored. Sneezer Shroom, 2 Sneezer Shrooms are coming out, are available, but it does not get you the progression that you are looking for. This time, the Sneezer Shroom, that is 5/5/5, will be removed at the end of this day. And wanting to make sure I have the ability to see everything. All right. So still 1 expedition behind for our Tasia player, and really showing the control that is available for a Kesha in the way that we've been played. We've seen a couple of cards come out that are new from Robot Beast, but nothing yet from Gargoyle. At least let me have a look at their... Nope, nothing new yet. But we do have a Wyvern also available to them that is new. And we are playing with the common and the rare magical training, choosing to opt for both. Interesting, another Yggdrasil. This time, the daughter of Yggdrasil has been played out by Gargoyle, giving the opponent the chance to draw. And that's not really what you want to do against any of the Izmir factions, giving them that chance to draw a little bit more. But let's see. And of course, today's tournament, the final one for the season, is brought to you by Gamehaven Sandy. They will be offering 1 free pack of the boosted promos. to each winner that goes undefeated. So normally we have 4 in a 3-round quickfire tournament that we do have 20-minute rounds, 10 minutes each player. And of course, a big chance for you all to get a chance to get one of these packs. I just ask that you contact me directly, and what we will do is we will make sure that we connect, and I'll open the pack live in front of you. If you want me to, I can also just send you pictures if you don't want to do the live video on the Discord. So Chili on the Discord, if you find me, you will find me, and we will be able to connect, usually within 24 hours of the win. And we are still seeing a 1-for-1, that progression, that acceleration that Robot Beast has been able to get by getting that early advance where it was not matched by Gargle is getting really, really strong. On the other part that they've got is 7 cards in hand, 6 now with the discard, really making it very difficult for Tasia to do much when they don't have the cards in hand. Very difficult, and we are seeing an after you be played out straight away. All right. Let's see. Let's see what ends up happening here. And I appreciate those friends and that are calling in from Europe. It is a late one for you, but I appreciate you joining us as well in making this tournament a fun one for me and Nick usually to host, but this time it is just me. We are seeing another Alice be played. I think that is the second one that's been played. So 2 Alices and 2 Dorothy Gals have been played already. There we go. And we are seeing a very difficult time for our poor Tasia player right now to be able to get some level of progression and some level of growth when they do not have the cards to help them out right now. So the only hope they have is they've got the ability of resupplying. Do they have any card that resupplies? And it is not. It is another anchoring, and I'm assuming in this case we are going to anchor the Daughter of Yggdrasil. And wow, playing out Small Step Giant Leap at the common, giving them the win. Unexpected, fantastic Robot Beast. It's not a way that I would have seen it be played recently. Love that it came out of nowhere to get the win. So well done, fantastic work. Good games coming out from Gargoyle. And Robot Beast gets the win for Akesha under the new tournament guidelines, or not, under the new cards that have now become valid. Let me go back and see what other games are still live for today. All right, let's have a quick look down what games are still going. I'm just trying to see if I can find one. There's a few that are still table 13, Aragorn against Rinku. They must have started a little bit later than others, so hopefully that timer does not go off for them. We do still have another 5 minutes available, and I will get us ready with the view that we need to see how this game goes. 2 of the best players here giving us some of their style, and what I am interested in is what comes out that it is new from the new decks. We are already seeing the Trace player restocking station already coming out, making some of their cards lose fleeting. This will be fantastic when used. Oh, look, you can see the Anansi that's in play. But what was played was a Blizzard getting rid of anchored cards by Rinku. Rinku using Tasia. This is the first time I've seen him use this character, this act. So interesting to see what he is looking to test. But he is also using a Drowsy Dodo to gain a sleep. Also coming from the new set. Test as we all begin to test these new cards and see what is valuable, what works with our playstyle, what works with the way that we want to play and we want to enjoy the game that we called Altered. So interesting here. Is it still going to be a 1-for-1 match is really what we're looking for. We're going to make a card lose. Okay, let's see here. So this is giving the Keelon cylinder, and I would assume that we're going to get the Anansi to lose its sleep when we do activate the restocking station. Such a cheap card for very strong effects, especially for decks that don't have the ability of having so many cards played, or you run out of your cards pretty easily. Very useful. This will be very hard for Tasia to be able to progress. Does not mean that it is impossible. On the plus side, uh, and Dodo is going to continue to get benefits from here. So I gain a sleep when played from anywhere. When a character joins the expedition facing me, may have me lose a sleep. So unfortunately, it was played out. It did not lose a sleep last time. But on the other side, we do have a Kadama that, when played from reserve, is overstated. Oh, and we are seeing another new card come out, Paju. So we are seeing Tracer's Friend be here as well. 2/2 for 2/2. And if you use its quick ability, you can create an Aerolith token as well. So looking to see if they can get some cards anchored by bringing out the Floral Tent, but also getting the resupply. It's actually a pretty decent resupply from a stats perspective, but we have to be very mindful. Rinku has to be very mindful of the Anansi that is coming out from reserve and the number of boosts it could potentially get if it's played out. You may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, I gain 1 boost for each card in your reserve, so getting another 3 boosts if they do it. They are going to play it. The Haven doesn't help them that much this turn. But does Rinku have any kind of removal to get rid of that? Because more than likely, this Anansi is going to get the benefit of the restocking station to lose fleeting. At least that's what I think the plan is. We will find out if that really is the plan, because I'm still quite a novice to the new cards, especially in Axiom. I've been focusing my attention more on Ordis, and as I tend to do. But we are seeing the huge benefits of Tasia's +1/+1/+1 come out. We're getting rid of the fleeting on the Anansi by Aragorn. And we are, but Aragorn's got to be mindful of time. So he is out of time. So if we do go to time, he will be losing, given he is 3 minutes over the time limit compared to Rinku. And of course, Rinku can come down a fair bit, but if the timer does go, no matter where you are on the progress, the Aragorn will get the win. Interesting here, really, to playing it out. Okay, so basically it feels that we are looking for a 1-to-1 progression from Rinku, not looking to contest as much on the companion side, but looking to, so Bumblebee comes out. Really, that there's 2 cards right now that are going to be going to reserve. 3 actually, I'm sorry, with a Floral Tent. So one of them will be lost if that is the case. We are getting another, really boosting up the Anansi. Is there something that they have that can anchor it? I don't know if that's the case. A unique, though, comes out on Muna Caregiver. If you control 3 or more characters, it keeps on bugging me. Up to 1 target plant gains 2 boosts. And if you control 2 or more plants other than me, up to 1 target character gains a sleep. And what this has done is it has allowed Rinku to not just worry about the 1-for-1, basically getting the 2-0 and the victory. Congratulations, Rinku, on that win against Aragorn. That does get us towards the end of the game. Really well played on that last one, unexpected, which is what makes a game even more fun to watch as spectator. Okay, that does take us, I do believe we are almost at time. So we are moving on. Let's see where we are. We are finished. There is still one game that is going at the moment. Table 8, Keelon Guy has joined us. What is this? He is making his presence known? Man, look at this. I am a lucky duck right now having him join us, and he is using Moyo and Silk. Interesting. He's not doing too well in terms of the progression count here, but can he do anything? If you look at the amount of cards he has in hand, 22 cards already, nothing in reserve. Can he get progression purely by winning due to time? If you look at Jods, while he is ahead on the progress curve, he is out of time, 3 minutes over. This is ridiculous when you look at it, making it very difficult. So the the hostage situation looks like is what we are seeing, especially with the build from having the Aether Shard in play as well. So very, very tough to see what is happening. I am getting a message from the wifey, so I'll make sure I answer that. Yes. yes, but on a... All right. Okay. I am... When is time going to go? Wow. This is rough. By playing Celebration Day, and basically this is what you can do every time. You play Celebration Day, then you find a way of progressing outside of end of day. If you can, looks like Keelon Guy is going to potentially win on time. We are basically out here. We've got a number of spectators joined us for this uh, what I call a masterful class of, how would I call it? Bothersome play, but also fun play. I don't know if you can play this style of game in face to face as you can in timed online on BGA, but it is very interesting. I love Moyo. He's one of the characters that I'm looking forward to playing, and we are seeing a number of chats on here. So crazy just to see what is happening here with the ability for Jods not to progress, not to be able to win, and that timer, that clock is so winding down, really causing them to lose it, like not only lose but potentially lose it. Now, when you're in this situation and so far behind or so far ahead, if you're looking at it, and you're in a hostage deck, what can you do when you don't have removal? Many cases, there's very little removal that is played, and we are getting to see a huge Silas be played. 19, 19, 19 due to the amount of cards in hand. On the other side, then playing, and this is really where he can do damage if you are playing as Tasia, you pass. They've got enough. They can choose not to play the celebration down till very late. Um, and now there is just one single progression away from tying it all up. But more than likely, either time or Keelon Guy is going to get us to a 2-0 victory and get the win. Really rough for Jods. I think he was playing a very strong game based on what we saw. The ability of having two of the spindles out and time has happened. We have gone to time. Keelon Guy getting the win against Jods. Unfortunately, there. I know there's some bitterness that comes with that, but also um, I need to learn how do you play against this kind of deck, against the hostage deck, and many of us need to do it. We are seeing much more of it happening, especially online. I'm not sure how much of it is happening in presence. So let's have a look as we get to round two. So we are 1/3 of the way there through our tournament today, as we make our way through. And I would be looking at, let's have a look who has started. Let's I'm going to look at Spiky and Jabuaju. Spiky against Jabaju, who is going to be an interesting play. Let's see what happens as we move to the game. They are still in the process of selecting their characters. Sorry, their starting hand. All right, one more try. Let's see what happens here. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Not helping me right now. I will, maybe I'll step out just for a second, see if I can go to one of the other tables if that is not working for me. Okay, while they're making their choices. Sorry, I may get back to you in just a second. I will look to see what we have available to us. BGA is just a little bit slower on that for me. Let's see if we can get to this table. And we do have it here. So Brea Danwater, our Spaniard, against Argon from the US, from the East Coast. A new friend now. So looking forward to seeing what happens here with a all Bravos matchup. So we're already getting a Eat Me Energy Bar coming out there, available to be used whenever necessary. So will we be seeing a Chardy really just focus on the companion side till the right card comes up that they can get a gigantic and use what they need to do? It looks like this is definitely going to have hungers in their build. We are really looking for a potential. So by bringing out the Scholar's Vault, reducing the cost of larger characters, What do we have available to us? Oh, interesting. Choosing to go and use the Haven Sarenga to get a single advance, but you're getting rid of. Oh, I'm trying to figure out why. I guess it doesn't matter which side you ended up putting it on because it's gigantic. You didn't progress in the hero side. You just progressed on the companion side. Um, let's see. Okay. I love it. So Keelan Guy on the chat has just basically said you just got to kindly hurry up your opponent when you're playing against them. There's not much you to match people on time is very difficult when you are playing the hostage style deck because their goal is known from the beginning. Very few clicks, very easy to know your game style. And one thing that he has mastered, and there's a few people in AQZ that have mastered it, is the ability of just. Mhm. Let me see. I just got a couple of messages I'm going to check out on as we're going through. Okay, just ask the question if normally we don't allow decks to be changed, but this is all for fun. As I said, it is only 3 rounds, no real one final winner. But I do prefer people keeping to the same deck throughout the tournament, just to see the progression of a hero over the 3 rounds against your opponents. I think there's a benefit to that. But if people want to change some decks here and there, they will. For season 2, we'll probably be a bit more strict on that. Uh, but I cannot force you to do anything. I just hope that we do ask people to keep the same decks where possible. We are seeing a unique Isumboshi come out. When a character you control gains 1 or more boosts, up to 1 target character gains fleeting. Really strong, very much the Lyra centric. And when I leave the expedition, I have 2 or more um, cards, more boost. I can draw a card. Not too bad. So double draw potential. But we are seeing the Sakurabru come out already at a reduced rate thanks to the 2 Scholars Vaults. Only one of them was needed to get the benefit, but it has come out, and we are seeing basically Argon, while still progressing a fair bit, not getting the full benefit that they were looking to get. And ooh, interesting to see what is going to gain fleeting. You're going to give the Sakurabru fleeting, get the additional. So we are going to see a 2-for-1 progression for a Chardy here, unless he can do something with a single card. Looks like. Okay. How did. Scout 3, that's right, because of the cost of the Scholar's Vault, that was able to come out for 1. A return target character to its owner's hand. We are going to see which one. I'm assuming we're going to get the Bravos Vanguard come to hand. So it is going to be a 2-for-0. Uh, That's a very, very smart play by Brea Danwater to be able to bring that out. The double reduction with a scout is huge. Okay, let's see what ends up happening. Brea has got to discard a card from their hand. Let's see here. Turn target character. Yep. That's a really nice way of using scout, I must say. Especially for the heavy, very expensive scouts. Just trying to see. I'm not sure if what we're waiting on, you can see the 3 dots actually popping around on Brea Danwater's profile, hoping that there is no issues with them, though they are playing on a tablet or a phone. Hopefully that does not cause any concerns. I'm going to see if it's on my end in terms of doing the refresh. It looks like we are back at it. It's still asking, yep, Isumboshi now being played out on the companion side. Not sure what just happened there. I'm sorry about that. We are seeing the Rage come out. I think this card is going to be used a lot given its cost and versatility. 1 and 2, target non-fleeting character gains 2 boost and fleeting. So it can also be used again on the Hunger. Another way of making the Hunger get the fleeting so it gets gigantic. Really, really strong. All right, let's see. And we are getting to end of day. And we are seeing, once again, a 2-for-1, which is what the initial premise was of this day. Giving the boost. Is he targeting this? Is it going to be a 2? Can they get it? Yes, so it's a 1-for-1 now. And nicely played by Argon to... They're still a fair bit ahead. So the difficult part that Breya is going to have is, how much further ahead can he actually can they handle before it becomes? I'm going to stop right there. Theseus is staying on and getting rid of the Eat Me energy bar. Given you can play it 6/6 for 6, and when played from anywhere, you can return a character to your hand. So that may be very useful. We'll see which card gets put into hand. On the other side, we're also seeing the Suha, which is the Quaggan operative. A number of Quaggan characters have come out in this new set in Skybound Odyssey. 3-for-1. When I go to reserve from the Expedition Zone, you can sabotage. That was last turn. In this case, I gain 2 boosts when played from hand as well. So not much benefit there. It's just a 1, almost an after you, just for 1 stat in Forest. And on the other side, unfortunately, the stats are not like the terrains are not lining up for Argon at the moment. Getting to use the 2, giving it so Brave Danwater using Rage to give the Tiny Jin the boost and also give it the chance to get fleeting. And because of the boost, it means it's going to be able to become mana next turn. And on the other side, we are seeing another Sakurabru coming out. The second one, I believe. Let's go through. Yep, second Sakurabru to come out. And that has already caused 3 regressions for poor Argon at the moment. Another unique coming out on this case. So we are seeing a Lyra Navigator for 3/4/3 coming out when a character you control gains 1 or more boosts. Up to 1 target character gains fleeting. So we are seeing that Argon has built a very much fleeting deck against your opponent, ensuring that they don't have the ability of using their cards for a second day where possible. The difficult part is, can they keep that up when there is also a huge opportunity for them to use the Hunger at a future date? We are getting another... let's see what happens. So the boost is going to go where? I'm assuming you're going to boost the Tiny Jin. No. Must have gone somewhere else on that. So we are seeing the double progression. And now they are just 1 progression away. And given that Achadi does not have the mana advantage at the moment, they're actually... Then the question will be, no matter what they bring out, can they stop a single progression? Given Basira's boost that could happen, very, very interesting to see if there's going to be any chance for Breadan Water to get the win here. They're still a fair bit away. But I'll say this, they do have a lot of cards in hand. They just do not have the benefit of being ahead on mana, which is what Achadi aims to do in most cases. On the plus side, they can play potentially cards that are up to 2 more cost, more expensive than they have in mana, given the reduction in costs that come from the Scholar's Vault, but it has to be 7 or more, and it's a character of hand cost 7 or more, sorry. First thing we've got is the use of Kaori's Intervention, a great new card, a great after you 1/1 target a player that day. Characters with hand cost 3 or more they control are tough 5. Wow. So what we're more than likely going to be seeing is the Hunger come out. But will they play it? No, they're not. The first thing they're doing is Mana. Eruption. Discard a target character. We are going to say goodbye to the Lyra Navigator as well through this. And I can see why that was boosted given it was seasoned. But we are still tied for mana available for use. So there is a potential that another After You could come, and that will come from Cowrie's intervention. Let's see what ends up happening here. Do we have any way of blocking and advancing? We do still have, Argon still has his Basira trigger available to them, which means a card in hand must have a boosting capability. Tiny Jin being played out on, oh, I guess that there's no real good place to play the Tiny Jin right now. We are also seeing a brand new card, Jumping Frog, coming out, 1/1 for 0/0/1. And we are getting an Atlas Gigantic, interesting coming out. If you control one or more landmarks, target character gains 3 boosts. So it's Gigantic 7/7/7. This has the potential of making sure, very well played. I can see that coming out from Argon as well. Wow, no point for them to continue to use any cards in hand. So we did not see the benefit, but they are still just one. Argon is still just one expedition away. This has been a lot of toing and froing in a very different style of play for Achati that I'm used to, not really trying to flood the board through additional mana. Much more collected, but that is a fantastic unique there with Atlas. I'm Gigantic. If you control one or more landmarks, target character gains 3 boosts. Uh-oh. Argon is saying that things are pretty tough for him in terms of cards available, which in my mind means he's got very low card benefits in terms of costs that are coming out. This Basira build has had no landmarks to play. I don't know if it even has any of those landmarks, but very difficult progression for them at all. Let us see what ends up happening. Still, a 1/1 for 0/0/1. Once again, playing the After You in the name of Cowrie's intervention, so that if there is any removal, that removal is not going to be valid. I'll say on a positive side, the Seringa coming out where it has is very useful with a 3 cost. The tough part is there is... Oh, okay, now this is where it gets spicy, very difficult. Because of the 6 in Forest that Argon is basically presenting, only one additional card can get played out. Is it the Atlas that will cost 5, given we have the 2 Scholars Vaults? Is it the Theseus that will cost 6, given once again but the Theseus can also remove the Haven Seringa, will put it back to hand. And that is not going to be as useful because they can just play it out again and they will tie on that side. And if they do have another card in hand available to them that gives it, so this, they are going to go. So Brea's going in for the +3. It's a question of, does Achati have anything else to cover it? All they need to do is cover the 1. And what I would probably do is, okay, they're choosing to play it on that side. If they had played it, yeah, that makes sense. So 9, we are getting the pass. Argon gets the win unconventionally. Fantastic work. Wow. Really cool. Very well played in terms of you had the exact right cards available to you. Well done. Okay, that gets us through. Let's have a look at who is still playing here. And we will go through. We do have a couple of... Okay, let's have a look here. Keelan guy, I'd love to see you again, but I know why yours is behind a little bit. Tried to see who has it here, and I'm going. Let's go into here. We have seen Gargle already, but let's have a look at them a little bit more. And against Argon, so we have seen these 2 players already a little bit. Let's change the view to make it a little bit cleaner. And we are already seeing the double Haven on Tracer's side. But on the other side, look at this. Hydrocana +13 with more than likely very little in Aragorn's deck that could remove this. We have seen that the Blizzard's already been used, and that will not be able to target this because it has. So there's a sorry, there is one there. It's a question of is there going to be a second Blizzard, and if it does, it would absolutely wipe that out of the sky. But Gargle, let's see what you've got in terms of what you can present through your Tasia build as well. The hard part for our Tasia player is that they do not have much available to them. Interesting, playing out almost the reason they're playing this out is the Mighty Simbi is it blocks out the water stat that is needed by Aragorn. When one of your expeditions moves forward due to forest, if you control one or more landmarks, draw a card. You don't have a landmark at the moment. If you have two or more cards in reserve, each character you control other than me gains a boost. Unfortunately, not getting either of those two benefits on play right now. And that'll be very rough for them to be able to get it in the next round as well. But from a stats perspective, it is absolutely doing what it needs to do. Really, really tough for them. Okay. All right. Oh, low stats. The the havens are really going to help this when you're not paying much at all to get the benefits, not paying much at all. So we look at Dr. Frankenstein's for 2 to give you 3/3/3 and also another resupply. Axiom giving you 1/1/0. Unfortunately, it's not in the stat that you need, but you can play the Haven Bastion out. This is still anybody's game right now. There's a lot of recovery still needed from. So we got this here. So we're going to get no more, one plus one more, get another resupply. Geez, they've got so much available to them. With six resources remaining, they have the ability, just from what we see in reserve, to bring out another 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 worth of stats. And we will more than likely see here a win by Aragorn. Oh, a unique Druid with the Anansi effect. I gain 1 boost for each card in your reserve. Well done. And that is a game, everybody. Game by Aragorn against Gargle. Congratulations. Let's move to. And let's see where we are. Who has got some game left? As we make our way down, all rounds are basically finished. Are we going to keep on seeing Keelon Guy in the last few seconds of each round? As he tries to hostage everybody through the use of his amazing skills. The new hero, Moyo. Oh man, this time we're seeing a slightly different view, but it was still seeing the view. Rough. Poor Sharkstar. You can see here the same effect is happening as last time. That Sharkstar is running out of time, and Keelon Guy being with so much more time available to them because of the simpleness of the plays and knowing those lines, what they're doing, really focused on their gameplay as opposed to what their opponent would do. And we are seeing here Celebration Day get played out, stops any progression whatsoever, brings out the additional Manamoth, and gets the card draw. This is rough. This time only with 9 cards in hand rather than the 20 odd that we saw the other day. Let's have a. There we go. Switch the view up a little bit. I just keep on forgetting. This is when Nick does so much better than me. I'm just more, and I just get entertained by what's on screen. And we have got a number of spectators joining us. We appreciate you guys joining us on cast as well. Oh, Thaddeus is also here. How's it going, Thaddeus? Welcome to the cast. Yes, it is one of these store decks that has been coined the hostage style decks. Rough to watch, but even worse when you are a recipient of this. All right. Oh, we are seeing a unique Sakurabu. Okay, let's have a look at this one. So you may discard a card from your reserve. If you do, your opponent's expedition moves backward one region, which is just your traditional, except you have to pay at dusk. You may put a card from your hand in reserve. If you do, draw 3 cards. Not too shabby at all. All right, let's see what ends up happening here. That's not bad. The question is, like, in this time, Keelon Guy allowed the additional the double progression? Really looking to get cards drawn, so maybe he ran out of celebration days. 1, 2. So maybe he's only playing 2 celebration days rather than 3. We'll see that. Small step, giant leap is the way around this because it allows you to progress before you play celebration day, and then it's already happened. The move has already happened. It just stops the at dusk movements for us. Okay. What can we see from Sharkstar here? Can he do anything to cover? You just need the double progression. Can we get the double progression? Unfortunately, there is 11 cards in reserve, so there is the potential that it has not been picked up with the 13 cards they do have. So a 50-50 chance of their cards not having it right now. And if they can get the win, then we will be seeing that. If they can't, then Keelon Guy gets himself another victory, and he is 2-0 and has the chance of getting this additional card. Sakurabu's Wrath or Rage coming out. What is it called? Sakurabu's Fury, I apologize. On the new card, Tide Expedition moves backward 1 region and allowing him to also present the new Manamoth, given that is the ability of Moyo and Silk. That if it does cost 4 or more, you can do that. If it costs 7 or more, you can do that as well as drawing a card. And the Hunger being played out, a really good card to see what we have, getting rid of everything on the board. But the hard part is there is still a lot of resources available for our for Keelon Guy and Moyo and Silk. 8 available for them to play. Oh, are we going to be basically run out of time? Are we getting kicked out? Let's see. I'm getting a... Oh no, it is waiting for the discard to occur. Looks like we have run out of time, unfortunately. A double gone to time win for the Keelon Guy, a teammate of mine, a good friend as well. All right, let's see where we go from here. We should be down to the 3rd stage. And once again, anyone that goes undefeated today, contact me on the Discord at Chili, and you will receive a free promo pack. We try to open it up live where possible, but if not, then if you're happy with me just opening the pack and sending you the pictures, I'll do that. I try to be as honest as I can with this as well, so that sounds a little bit dodgy. As honest as I can be. I am hopefully trustworthy within the community and in life as well. Let's see who we've got in progress. I'm going to see one of the tables that we have not seen. Kim Crazy. I know this is on the bottom of the ladder, but I am looking forward to seeing someone new and getting him a chance to shine. Let's see what ends up happening here. Can we get the game to go live? As we are making our way here, looks like they're still picking, but this is one of the first tables to be there. And we are lots of Trace and lots of Tasia today. Wow. Bravos Bastion being the first card being played. Very, very strong start by Zulvex and Kim Crazy responding with Persephone. Now let's have a look. Can that unique, you may discard a card from your reserve if you do again 1 boost. Not really beneficial, but getting rid of the, okay. Getting rid of the unique through its, you may activate a target permanent, so basically to resupply, and is able to play another card out. Very smart way of getting the first trigger on Trace on day 1. So not too bad at all. We are seeing a 1-for-1 progression more than likely here. Just waiting on Zulvex to choose to pass, I assume, given they do not have any more resources available to them. And we are getting to the end of day 1. As we progress to day 2, can Tasia get the win without? How much can they delay? That's probably the best way of putting it. How much can we delay? Oh, and Thaddeus, I'll connect with you for next week. There is a tournament we are starting next week as well, and that is the Nook tournament. If that's something that you would like, this is for the Americas. If you would like to join us as part of our stream team, please let me know. I'll find you on the Discord. If you are Thaddeus on the Discord, I will. If not, can you put your Discord information for me? This is down to the last round. Otherwise, in the future, I'd always love having an additional person join me. Nick and I usually do this together, but if one of us is not available, a friend is always welcome. And if there are those people that want to do some casting with us on the Nook tournament starting for next season, that will be based. It is basically going to happen half an hour after this tournament finishes. We're going to be doing that. Potato is actually going to be taking the lead in terms of the casting. We will also be providing prizing. We'll do all that. That will be courtesy of Gamers Guild Arizona, as this is really supported by Game Haven Sandy. Once again, we appreciate these stores giving us the chance to give back to the community through adventure passes, through prize support as well, and that will also have prize support. The goal right now is the top 2 players of a 5-round tournament, using the rapid fire tournaments rules, which is 20-minute games, 10 minutes each player. We are going to do 5 rounds though, so just over an hour and a half, we will get that finished, starting at 5:30 Mountain Time, US, for me, going on to just after 7 o'clock Mountain Time. So 9 o'clock Eastern is when it would finish, or start at 7:30 Eastern Time, US. Trying to get that Nook format available to people outside of Europe at a time that suits them. And it's a great introductory way of getting into the game. You do not need to spend ridiculous amounts of money. You can buy basically every common and rare for less than 10 cents, right? To get playing. It's a fantastic game. It's a good way to introduce your friends. And while it is competitive, it is also familiar. It is also fun. And hopefully, as we have seen in the majority of the tournaments that we run and the majority of people that you interact with, people are incredibly pleasant and incredibly great to play against and spend some time with online. So that tournament is gone live. I will put a link in the chat as well. Sorry, in the AQZ Discord site that will be promoting that. There is a number of new Nook tournaments being initiated starting next Monday, and the Americas one that I will be partially dealing with will be part of it as well. All right, now let's see what we do have here. We are still the 1-for-1, and Traced is already online, which makes it going to be very difficult. But on the plus side for Tasia is there's not much removal that you could see really impacting them. So it's a matter of, can they keep cards anchored? And I'm assuming that is the philosophy. And with the unique that they have at the bottom, if you control 2 or more boosted characters, resupply. But also when played from hand, if you control 2 or more boosted characters, up to 1 target character gains 2 boosts. That's not going to help them in terms of anchoring, but this aloe vera definitely will. And there is nothing that is of the appropriate cost that can get rid of it from Trace's perspective right now. So let us see what ends up happening. Is it going to be a 1-for-1, or will we see? Yeah, I don't know. They can progress, so they can play the Grems out and basically discard the Haven Bastion as well, so that they can get a 2-0 progression. Because they're going to get the boost. Will they use it to get rid of the Haven? That's a big risk to get rid of the Haven, though. Yes, they are going to get rid of the Haven to create the Brass Bar, get the 2-0 progression. Wow. Really? Very aggressive Traced in Zulvex here. Very aggressive. Very tough. Okay. And because they're not getting the progression, that makes it even harder. When you go behind against Traced, it is very difficult to claw back because the card advantage is never there, and the ability of playing your after use with such cheap cards coming from your reserve makes it difficult to then foreshadow what they can do to then interact with them in a way that blocks them and stops them. We need to see from we if there's more anchoring, then that would help. And this actual card that has come out really good from them is the Parvati. We'll play it for 3 from reserve, and you can anchor another card. In this case, you'd more than likely be anchoring the Aloe Vera again when it does come out. But we will see what they are looking to play here. So 2 cards anchored is really what they'll be looking for here. Yeah, I'm surprised as we're going through both of these decks have not really incorporated anything from Trial by Frost, really sticking true to what they've got. And it might be that they just have not had access to the cards. With Trial by Frost really meant to be going live in terms of sales this weekend. Those people that got into pre-releases and some stores allowed them to buy other products, you have got access to some things. But most people are going to be waiting until this weekend to get access to it. So and in saying that, no, that is not. That is Icebound Peak. Oh, all right. Don't get to see that very often. And when a character you control gains fleeting, I gain a trial counter. It'd be nice to see a little dragon come out from Traced, not your traditional way of building. I like it. I like this variety. Oh, interesting. Opting not to play out Parvati. Opting not to play out Parvati to get the resupply for the next day. Really hoping to get their own 2 for 1 or 2 for 0. All right, let's see what ends up happening here. I don't think it's going to help them because Trace is going to be able to play out their Amelia Earhart and get the advance there themselves. So it's going to be another 1 for 1, and that 2 additional track advantage is really coming in handy for them. All right. What can Traced do? It's a question here. Do you just get rid of one of you get rid of one of the aloe veras? I think Traced has really got almost a chokehold on this game. And given that all they need is one more card to have fleeting, bring it out. They're going to have another 5/5/5 character come out, and they'll also be able to give a boost to every character they control. So very, very strong. But if you're Traced, you've got to try to work managing how much you play from hand so that you have more cards available to you, because it is instantaneous the moment your 3rd card comes out. It looks like this is what they're working to do as well. Getting out the Inari, so that will get an additional boost once the Shade does come out. And of course it will, because unless they get unlucky with the Traced and Rossum, now why would they're more than likely going to put a card into the reserve that is a character. There's no way they wouldn't. You need to get that additional 5 resources out. It'd be a bonehead move not to, and that's something that I've made mistakes on many times, right? But I do not expect that to happen, and they don't even need to activate the Traced ability to do that. They can do that by playing something else. And this is the question: do they have a 2-cost card they can put from their hand into the game state, and then pay the additional resource, the single resource for Amelia Earhart at the back end? That will give them even more stats available to them. I just don't know if they do have another 2-costed card that they can play from hand before they activate Traced. But this looks like it may be over for Kim Crazy, with Zolvex getting the win. Okay, choosing. What are they going to do? Zolvex, ends up discarding the Keylon Burst. Okay. Wow. Okay, one card. They did not have what I was looking, but they are looking to basically play the after you game so that they can see where their opponent is going to play and then use their cards. This is rough. Rough for poor Kim Crazy. Okay. Choosing to bring out the 2 cost. So in that case, what will end up happening is the aloe vera will come out last. They're going to use the Bountiful Meadow to reduce the cost of a plant by 1, being able to play that. I'm sure Zolvex knows that is happening, but this is basically their last chance of playing it out. We're going to see where the shade is going to go, and whether or not that can be blocked out. And can we see? It looks like we may just trade 1 for 1 in this day. So the third counter does come out, gets resolved. More than likely going to be brought out on the hero side, making it a 6/6/6 shade, and also having 6/7/7 worth of stats. And it may be all over. Oh. So what is it? Sorry, I'm just going to have a look at that. Okay, the Grems, because the Grems came out, they chose to get rid of the Bountiful Meadow, meaning that you're not going to be able to get the discount. Very, very well played. And we are seeing the win, double win. Congratulations on Zolvex getting the win there. Congratulations, we are basically almost down to the last few games. Who do we still have playing? I'm going to go up to the top of the table. Look at, I've had a couple. Let's look at Argon against Rinku. And then we're more than likely going to have a little bit of time to see Keelon Guy to see if he can get the 3. Now, Keelon Guy being the inaugural, I think, AWOL champion. We just saw the crowning of the last AWOL seasonal champion, and that was another teammate of AQZ. AQZ seems to be getting a few wins under their belts, with our friend Frenico getting the win using Traced. And if I could toot my own horn slightly, using 2 of my bug fixes on the last day that they were able to be used before the patch came live, or the last week before the patch came live. And we are really looking to see the progression here. So Argon has to discard a card. And Rinku, though, on the other side, looking very strong with their Tasia build, getting benefits. And, oh wow, the resupply coming out. Dodo, unfortunately, this is Dodo gains a sleep when played. But it will wake up if they ever play anything. I would assume that's going to be the card that Rinku plays. We'll be playing it on their hero side, forcing... choosing to play it... Okay. Gets the +1, gets sleep. So really deciding to basically force Argon's hand here. 2 of the better American players here showing out for their faction. Oh my goodness. Hunger coming out. Jeez Louise. Rough. And what we are going to see is a 1 for 1. And Slate, the board has been wiped clean with that Hunger. Rough. Rinku, what are you going to do? There's no way you're able to beat the 10-10-10. But you just need a single slat on the other side really nicely as well. The aloe vera will give them some card advantage for the next day. Getting it anchored, really, really strong. And we are going to Arena, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to Arena. This is great. And Thaddeus, thanks so much for the message. No, honestly, yeah, the names that you have put there, they can absolutely vouch for you. But despite that, no issues with connecting, and love to get some of your help and support if it's something you'd like to do as well. So I appreciate you reaching out and helping build this community. All right, where are we? We are basically at time. But we will see here. So 3 cards available. The good part for Argon is that the 6 costs that they're looking for on the hunger does get gigantic, so they will be able to get 3/3/3 on both sides. Oh, what is this? Lyra Festival? That was not the card they were looking to get. Oh my goodness. Has it come down to the draw? Or another? Oh my goodness. No way. No way. Rinku, you are getting ripped when it comes to cards coming out for you. A 1/1/1 and a 1/0/0 and picking up the Lyra Festival. Unless you've got enough to be able to win with Lyra Festival, it'd be hilarious if you do. Um, you don't have enough. Unique may be able to do it for you, but I don't think you do. Will GG's come out soon, or will Argon claim the win? It looks like, has Rinku passed? No, he has not. I don't think he has. Oh, and it's interesting. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Thaddeus. There is a chance that if there is a Beauty Sleep in hand, that will allow the win to happen. More than likely, no, we are on the other side. Mana Eruption being used to get rid of the Aloe Vera. No. Can Beauty Sleep? They didn't have enough characters. Did they? They wouldn't have had enough enough cards. Beauty Sleep is coming out though. Oh, you are joking. He gets the win. He gets the win with a 2/2/4. Fantastic work. Bloody oath. Awesome work. Nice work. Well, Riku, you know I'm going to give you that pack then. 3-0, I believe, is your record. Argon, unlucky, but fantastically played by both of you. It is time for me to go and make dinner for everybody's. Both of you had very interesting hands in the last day, but let's see what we do have available for us. Once again, thank you all for joining us in this game. Looks like there is still a little bit of progress left. Of course, it's going to be the Keylon guy. Let's bring him on quickly as we go through here. Oh my. AQZ against Beat Barry. Sorry, Keylon guy against Beat Barry. AQZ against GDR here. And we are down to the last few sections. Sorry, I keep forgetting to change the view for everybody on the telly. Oh my goodness. And we are seeing the same equivalent issue as last time with Beat Barry, really out of time, 2 minutes over time. What we are seeing on the other side, though, is the Categorin basically out and available to stop any progression. You're not going to be able to get it. We're going to be able to see a lot of going back and forth. Especially with Trace not really having the ability of interacting in the way that some other decks could potentially do for him. What do we have available to us? And we're going to bring back Celebration Day. And more cards being drawn, getting rid of everything that's available. Rough. Keylon guy, can you get us to a point where we're going to get you to win on something that isn't time? Come on, my friend. What needs to happen for that to occur? Maybe in a real life game you can, but in this circumstance, everyone that's faced you today is feeling bitter, my friend. But it is fun. It is funny. But it is a game style. It's not like there's like Keylon guys doing anything illegal or anything like that. This is a way of playing, a way of stalling. One of the win conditions is, at least for BGA, is on time, and to be able to progress and get the win based on that mode is still a valid win. Oh my. It feels that Beat Barry probably should be at the point of conceding, but you know what? I'd rather not concede and just say that you ran out of time. We are basically at the end. Oh, and yet pushing him back even further. At least now, and I'll say this is something that a Keelan guy could more than likely do. So if there's ever a time that time does not become the factor and whoever's ahead, like in your real face-to-face, this ability of pushing them back to say, hey, at time, I'm still ahead on time. I'm ahead on the track. You win by both sides, and we are really looking to see. Uh, we are at time now, really. 3 minutes over by Beat Barry. 3 minutes available to them by Keelan Guy means we're netted at 0. But we will see this. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have gone undefeated and it's 3-0, please contact me, Chili, on the Discord. You will get your pack from Whispers from the Maze promos. At the moment is what we've got, and I'll open that live for you, or I can just print. I can just take a picture of what we get, and everybody that's actually played today also gets access to the adventure pass that has been put into the chat of today's tournament for those players. If you were playing and you did not get it in time, or if you know someone that was playing that has not done that, they can contact me and we'll activate them. We normally validate it on Saturdays for everyone here, but all right. We're on that note. I just want to make sure we get to the very end of time and get the win. Wins all calculated. I'm just not sure if this is ever going to end. Just drawing up his entire deck, only having 4 cards available to them. 5 cards, actually, with that one. Rough. Oh, man. I'm sorry, Beat Barry. It is a little difficult to play against this style of deck when there is nothing in your hand. I will be asking Keelan Guy and a few of the other guys that actually play this style of deck what what you can do to beat that on an online tournament. What do you have available to you, or does your opponent have available to you in any of the factions that is the greatest disruption to this kind of gameplay? There are some cards that basically say put the top card of your deck into your mana zone, and you can mana them out, kind of in the weirdest way possible. But thanks, absolutely. I'll make sure I will ask after Worlds for those players that are going to be using that strategy during Worlds. Thank you very much, Rinku. That is absolutely the right thing to do. Oh, interesting. And we have come to time. Congratulations, Keelan Guy. Commiserations to all your opponents, unfortunately, on that. But I just want to get to the end, just to finish up once again. So Rinku, Keelan Guy, Gente Rosa, and Shark Star 7 are all the four. Let me just make sure if that's the case. So Shark Star, only the 2. So we only had 3 winners. Shark Star, I'm still going to get you the 4th player card. So reach out to me, Shark Star. I'll make sure you get that. Or unless that was the end of the game. So I normally give it to the top 4. Rinku, Keelan Guy, Gente Rosa, and Sharkstar all getting a promo pack thanks to Gamehaven Sandy. And thank you all for watching and participating in our tournament. Next week, I'm looking forward to seeing more of the new heroes, more of the new cards. All right. Hasta luego.